Anze Kopitar has it on that wing. Here's a shot. Henderson made a wild snap work spell. Here's another shot. Right in front of score. Henderson has scored for Canada.
We've been talking for months about this jersey. I never showed it to you.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's a really bad time to wear it.
To wear it, yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Screw this. I think it's time. I had to wear my Russia practice jersey. My brother bought this for me from Russia back in 2017. So it's, yeah, as you can see, it says Ovechkin in Russian. Friggin' dope. I'm like,
It's sad that they're not at
it's
the
sad.
Olympics.
It's sad that Russia's not part of the Olympics.
Especially considering how strong of a team they'd probably have too.
Just even as a Canadian, just having that Russian rivalry,
yeah.
it's such. I feel like it's still more meaningful than Canada versus US to me. I don't know. It just kind of represents what hockey's all about, right?
I would say it's almost like a slap in the face to like Ovechkin, right?
Yeah, that too.
Like all like you're ending an era of hockey because you have like a lot of greats like Ovechkin, Malkin, and all these guys that are getting like to the late parts of their careers, and they probably might not make it to the next one, and you're gonna miss out on a chance for them to play, right?
Yeah. Once again, politics has something to, you know, have a play in this, and it's not good, man. The players have nothing to do with this. It would be nice, even if they were under no banner. If that's what you guys wanted to do,
I was gonna say I don't think they'll let them compete under no banner.
why not? Why not?
I don't know. I feel like even like the team, like I feel like they wouldn't want to go and they'd want to compete as Russia, right?
Yeah, I know, but at least if that option was
Available,
open, then maybe some players would, some players wouldn't. But at least it would feel in some way. I know it still wouldn't. We'll still have this conversation, even if that happened. We're like, is this truly the best of the best Russian team? And we would always question it. But we've gone through the rosters.
Oh yeah,
and honestly, on the wing, goaltending, this is maybe the best they've ever had.
I was gonna say best goaltending in the tournament.
This is the best goaltending that Russia's ever had.
I was gonna say their third string goalie could start for a lot of teams.
Yeah.
For pretty much any team.
So anyways, I had to put this jersey on. I just felt like maybe it was the right time. Maybe it isn't. People are going to shit on me. I don't know. Whatever you guys think. You know, you guys.
I'll balance it out with the Calgary jersey.
Oh, yeah. So you're wearing the Calgary Flames
I'm a
jersey.
fan
So explain that.
That's it. I had a hot take a couple of weeks ago, and I've doubled down now.
Okay.
I'll put all my chips into the center of the table, and I'm ride or die.
Okay.
Calgary now.
Like next week, you're wearing a Leafs jersey.
That's it. No. But yeah, I believe in it so much. I went out and got a Calgary jersey. And,
did you, or did you already have it? It was already waiting.
No.
You had the hot take. You're just waiting in the closet.
It was waiting. I knew this was coming.
You had to come out of the closet eventually, right?
That's it. But yeah, ride or die now.
Nice. Let's just start off this entire talk with the Panarin trade. That kind of blew everybody.
Well, you kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, but the trade, the way everything's put together, that I think kind of threw people off.
Well, I feel like I think they kind of hurt their value a little bit by announcing that they're shopping him around. I feel like when you know someone's shopping a player around, it feels like you know the team's willing to get rid of him and they want him gone too, right? Rather than them kind of like doing it more naturally or kind of under the table, like, you know what I mean?
I think it was pretty obvious. I mean, no, I brought it up when? I brought it up in November.
Yep.
I was talking about Panarin for Svechnikov to Carolina. I think it was pretty obvious how New York, the Rangers started. It was obvious that Panarin had to go. Like, they had to move on. So, and on top of that, I was talking to my beer league guys, and everybody's speculating before this trade happened like 2 weeks ago, maybe even 3 weeks ago. We were all speculating where everybody's going to go, and I said LA. I was like, think about it. He played in Chicago, right? Loved it there. Went to New York, big city, loved it there. It was either Miami or it was going to be LA. And I don't know if Miami, Florida ever had a chance because they're so stacked, but LA, on the other hand, did. So, yeah, you're right in that way that maybe it narrowed down the teams.
Like the only reason I see it feel like if you announce it and if you get a little bit more is if there's a lot of offers on the table. If like a lot of teams are kind of competing and trying to outbid each other, right?
But I don't know. It was a rumor, but it looked like Tampa was in the running all the way to the last minute. And what I read, I'm not sure if it's true, but it was Sam O'Reilly, it was Bjorkstrand, and a conditional third. And if that was true, then I felt like that was maybe a better deal than this. But with Green Tree, He was drafted 2024, 26. He was the captain of the Windsor Spitfires.
Yep.
And well, he still is. He's an 18-year-old. And he has what? 30. He's on pace for like 88 points this year. Last year at 119, I believe.
Geez, so
He has good hands, big guy. He could win puck battles, but the only problem with him is that he lacks speed. So it's good that you got that. I think with the Rangers' point of view, if I'm gonna give Rangers the benefit of the doubt on this, as they were saying, they want to retool. They don't want to rebuild. So maybe they looked at the options that they could have got a first rounder somewhere else, and then they would have had to wait 3 years for the player to develop until he could be something. Or they're going to retool on the fly where they have a player who's closer, and then maybe in 2 years or a year, he's ready to play in the big.
But I was going to say, we've talked about this before too, and like way the NHL is kind of going, it's kind of getting like a faster and faster game, and it's not really, like you said, Green Tree's a little bit bigger and it's a little bit slower of a player. I feel like even with their current roster construction that they have too, they're all a lot of older guys. I think it's like one of the slower, and it's one of the slowest teams in the NHL too, right?
Yeah.
So, and they lost Panarin, who's one of their fastest players. Yeah. So it's kind of like, what direction are they going?
You got a 2026 conditional third round, and then a 2028 conditional fourth round.
That goes to a second or a third, depending on if they win the series.
If they win the first round, and then if they win the second round, so the conditional third turns into the second if they win the first round, and then the conditional fourth turns into the third if they win the second round, which kind of protects LA. If you think about it from LA's point of view, they covered everything. They're like, we have Kopitar, we have Doughty. Kopitar's last year. Let's make a run. Let's get the player, but we don't want to mortgage everything for this run. So they kind of played it safe. They got pretty much they got the entire cake and ate it.
It's pretty crazy. Like I thought like they got Panarin for like a lot less than I thought they would have gotten him for.
Yeah, because I thought it would have been like if they went for Green Tree, then it would have been the first Green Tree in the first.
Well, that's not even the biggest.
And they retained 50% too.
Yeah. They retained a bunch of salary too. But that's not even the biggest question I think out of this trade.
What is it?
And I think the biggest question is, will they be Edmonton?
Will
this be enough? Huh? Will this be enough to get past Edmonton?
I think last year's team, that was the best they would have had, and I don't know if this team, if this is how they're gonna walk into the playoffs. I don't think so. Yeah, I don't know. Just something about last year, it kind of took away the
coach's challenge.
Yeah, that's it, man. I just. For LA, they better hope that they don't play them in the first round. They just play somebody else. I mean, what is the standings anyways? You want to check? Yeah. There it is. Oh, okay. So scroll down. What do we got here?
Go to the West, right?
It does kind of feel weird having no hockey, huh?
I was going to say, like, a couple more days. I've been watching a little bit of the Women's Olympics. It's been pretty good, but yeah, a couple more days, and then we'll see the men's.
Yeah, they're playing on Wednesday.
Right? What did you watch any of the women's games?
No, not yet.
The only reason I was asking is because I saw the ice, and I'm like, oh, it's gonna be like end-to-end hockey. I'm like, it's gonna be pretty
zone smaller now,
it's so smaller. I'm like, that if you're gonna take away space out of a rink, I'm like, that's the way to go.
Yeah,
probably because you don't want to make it tighter in the offensive zone.
Yeah,
but I think it's gonna be a lot of end-to-end hockey.
It's gonna be interesting.
I think it's gonna be a lot of low-scoring games too.
Yeah,
because it's so much more compact, and then it helps defenses more than you're not gonna see as much stretch stuff.
True.
I think it'll benefit like slower teams too, and more physical teams like the U.S.
Well, I think that's the reason why the U.S. built the team they did
that way.
Right. Yeah. Okay, so Edmonton's in second in the division.
Yep.
They are the Kraken. Okay, so Kraken's 1 point behind with 2 games in hand. LA is 3 points behind. So LA better hope that they just take a wild card spot. Personally, like if they're playing against Vegas, if LA plays against Vegas, that'll be interesting.
I'll say, just even looking at this, like one of the teams that kind of like fell off a little bit is the Sharks.
But that's a young team for you, man.
Yeah. But they
have extra games in hand. That's the only thing, right?
Yeah, they bought into, right? So it's one team like I kind of want them to make the playoffs, like them or Anaheim, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, geez, it'd be so exciting to watch in the playoffs.
Kiev for sure would be interesting.
Yeah.
Right. Just seeing that. But anyway, just like going on from there. So Edmonton's in second place right now in the division. They have how many games have they lost?
They've lost 3 in a row.
3 in a row, right?
Yeah.
And then Leon Draisaitl came out. and pretty much spilled out how he felt. I don't think he left anything behind.
No,
did you hear it?
Well, I remember him saying, like, it was right after the Calgary game, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Calgary. No, but it was right after that, and then he came out and said that we all need to be better.
Mm-hmm.
And he even mentioned, I was like,
I don't think he just said that.
What do you mean?
I mean, if you listen to it, he didn't just say we all had to be better.
Well, even he was like, when I read the article, he was talking about it, and he said like, hey, we need to be better, even like as a leadership group, right? And he mentioned,
Oh no, you didn't hear? Did you actually hear what he said?
No, I didn't. I just read the article.
That's just sugarcoating everything. I mean,
Okay.
that's how he ended off the entire interview. How he started off, he pretty much said like this team can't just rely on 5-6 guys to win every game, and he's saying that the rest of the team has to pick it up. He pretty much called out coaching and management. He pretty much said everybody has to do a better job. So when you hear him just calling out everybody, like top to bottom, like everybody, including goaltending, everybody's been kind of dropping the ball. So it just felt like he is showing his frustration, saying that 5 or 6 guys. What 5 or 6 guys are there? McDavid, him,
Hopkins,
Bouchard, Hopkins. You
Ekblad.
got Hyman.
No, I'm not Ekholm.
Ekholm, right? Like you got like just 5 or 6 guys are. Well, Ekholm's not really scoring goals, but
No,
I think
but
just
he's
talking
like,
about-
so yeah.
yeah.
Well,
but
he had a hat trick a couple.
yes, he did.
So
yeah,
he's been scoring.
So it just leaning on those 5 or 6 guys over and over again. Yeah, it is a recipe for disaster.
Well, I was gonna say, like, even after what, like, I was watching the Calgary game, and it was because I'm a diehard Calgary fan now. but
really lean into that,
that's
right?
it. So I was watching the game, and just watching them defensively. There's like 3 or 4 times, like I think 2 of the times led to goals, but where a player from Calgary got behind the defenseman, and they're just not paying attention.
Yeah,
and like they're like, I get it. They're maybe trying to like pressure the other team and try and like stop them from getting out of their zone, but I think like they got a little bit kind of just watching the puck instead of watching the man.
they do that a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just like mental lapses. Like otherwise their team is like pretty solid. Even their bottom 6, like I think they have a lot of guys.
Yeah, but they just show up. Some games they show up. Some games
they don't. That's right.
And
you know what it is too.
You can't can't keep relying on Draisaitl and McDavid to bail you out.
And even like I was that Calgary game. Like Calgary should have, like, it ended up being pretty close, but like that power play that they have, it cures a lot of problems, because the second they're on a power play, like they're pretty much almost guaranteed to score, right?
Yeah.
And so like that kind of hides a lot of their mistakes too, right?
Well, that's why in the playoffs it's gonna be interesting, right? Because like they've done it 2 years in a row. Third year they're gonna have to make the playoffs. Are they gonna go through the same? Are they gonna play against LA? I mean, if they're gonna play against LA in the first round, maybe that's kind of the morale boost that they need. But it's not like that every year.
Well, even thing too, right? Like imagine how much it wears down on these guys, because the coach is constantly having to put them out because he needs to come back, or they need these guys, right? So that wear and tear kind of builds up, and especially this year's with the not shortened, but more condensed season
Schedule, right?
It probably takes its toll, right?
So do you think? Of course, it's a freeze right now. There's a trade freeze, but when everything comes back, and I believe the trade deadline is March 6th. So, do you think that the Edmonton Oilers can the management even do anything to help them out?
So the problem is too, is like they're right up against the cap, and I'm like, they like, a lot of people are gonna say they need another goaltender, but I'm like, they just traded for Yari, and they called up Ingram, and it kind of looks like those are 2 guys they're running with, because they sent Picard down, right, or they waived him.
Yeah, they waived him.
Yeah, so it looks like those are 2 guys they're rolling with. Like, I don't know, what do you think they need? Like, honestly,
They got so much unnecessary money stuck in guys like Nurse, and I mean Bouchard's taking a lot, and then you got Frederick, who's not really playing like what he's supposed to. Sign him to a long-term deal. I think it's $3 million.
Yeah, well,
and he's a borderline scratch.
Well, even like Wallman, they just re-signed him too, and so like it's like, what are you gonna give up, and what are you gonna get, right?
Yeah, you can't get rid of that cap. Unfortunately, you have to run this all the way to the offseason.
Well, a lot of rumors are that like, they might be interested in like a player like McMahon.
There'd be apparently like the Oilers been talking about other players like Oliver Ekman-Larsson. The story just came out yesterday, right?
Yep.
Of course, they're gonna like the Leafs gonna have to take out 50% of their, like, they have to retain a salary. It's not even just that. Yeah, sure, you could add another player, but I still feel like the fundamental problems that they have in the back end is still gonna be there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's like a personnel or like player issue. I think it's more a way of just mental lapses.
Yeah.
And like just watching that game, like you could see it like 3-4 times. Even like when they played the Leafs, a lot of times they just got caught in their zone and they're taking bad penalties, right? Like imagine if they didn't take that extra penalty. Like sure, it was like kind of like a 50-50 call, whether it was a high stick or whether it would have been a holding, right? On thing, and then they went on the 5-on-3 and then they scored. But I don't know, it's just tough stretch, right?
Yeah. All right, so let's move on from that to Lightnings and Panther. Like you saw all those fights are happening, and every single time these two teams meet, they clearly show how much they hate each other. And just watching like a real hockey fan from the 90s, you love it, right?
No, I was gonna say like this is like what local rivalries should be like Edmonton, Calgary. There was a fight that game too. It was good. Yeah, and even like this is what like Battle Ontario should be like. I feel like these local rivalries that you have like it.
No, but you could only have that when two teams are competitive.
That's right.
Or they have won cups, and that
there's a little bit of history.
Yeah, there has to be history involved. You can't force anything.
No.
So of course with Calgary and Edmonton, even though there was a fight, but it's not the same thing when Calgary cannot go toe to toe. Like when it comes to going to the playoffs and actually battling them and going deep. Unfortunately, I know it's hurting your feelings. Hey, I saw it on your face.
I was gonna say they won the season series now.
Yeah, but will Calgary make the playoffs? No, so it doesn't really matter.
It doesn't matter. We beat Edmonton.
Okay. But I'm just saying, like in the past, of course, with Tkachuk and everything, like when you had that rivalry, when there's two teams that are really good, they're both going to go to the playoffs, and they need to fight for every inch. It's a different story. So my question to you is, seeing this series, and every single time they're playing, they have 25, 30 minutes of just penalties, right? Easy. So where do you stack up this rivalry right now? Because it clearly is looking like it's the best rivalry right now in hockey now.
Yep.
All right. I'm not comparing with any other past. But where are you ranking this with all the other rivalries that have come in the past?
I was going to say, like, to me, the top rivalry all time is Montreal-Toronto. And, like,
I think Montreal-Boston is maybe
bigger. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I just really think they hate each other's guts. Well, it used to be Toronto-Montreal. I feel like somewhere along the way, it just slipped out.
You think so?
It's not. I think Toronto and Ottawa became that in the early 2000s, and Toronto and Montreal maybe was earlier in the 90s. But I feel like as time's been going on, it's been slipping. Maybe it's because of the fact that these teams have never met each other in the playoffs.
Well, the thing is,
and that would maybe change it, right? Toronto and Montreal met in the playoffs in the first or second round. I think it would just heat it right back up.
Well, it's not even like I'm thinking about like just the teams. Yeah. I'm thinking about like fan bases too. Like, like when I'm thinking fan bases, I'm like, who do Montreal fans like to like?
I think they take the. I personally think they hate Boston fans more.
Maybe not hate, but I'm saying like, who do they like to make fun of or take the piss out of?
Who doesn't? That's what I'm saying. Who doesn't hate on Leafs?
So I'm like thinking Toronto, and same thing with Toronto fans, right? Toronto fans, like the fans that they want to make fun of when the team's not doing well or talk shit about is Montreal.
Montreal, yes.
So that's why I'm saying like when I'm thinking
rivalries, I don't feel like it goes both ways. It feels like it's like this weird love triangle, like where Toronto fans start hating Montreal fans, and they do hate Toronto fans. Yep. But they're like, you guys are not good enough for us, right? Because you haven't won a cup in so long. And then they just look at Boston and they're like, we hate you guys. And then Toronto's like, where's the hate? Like it goes the other way. Yeah. And then Boston doesn't.
Because I don't think Boston fans hate Montreal fans as much as like.
I think they have some kind of rivalry, man. I don't know. I think after that Pacioretty Chara thing happened too, they have that. So for me, just coming back to this Panthers Lightning, I know it's maybe hard. It's maybe hard to give an opinion on how much Boston fans hate Montreal fans.
Yeah.
I think they do.
They do.
But I think with this series, the only way I feel like I could put this up with the best of the best series is when they play each other in the playoffs. Like I want to see this happen in the playoffs. Then I feel like it will really intensify like that rivalry, like how Philly and Pittsburgh is, right? Like when they play each other in the playoffs, like right now it's died out because Philly has been very irrelevant for so long. Yeah. But I feel like if they get to that point, I mean Pittsburgh same thing, but like they have won cups recently. But I think if both teams get into the playoffs and they start building and they play each other a few times over the next few years.
Yeah. I was going to say, what do you think? Like, do you think this kind of spurs on from like the way Bettman restructured the playoffs a little bit? Like, do you think any of those rivalries?
No, this has not. I don't think this has anything.
You think it's just an in-state?
No, there's like, I don't know. See, I got to like really go down this path and go back in time exactly what triggered it. But I think it's just feeling as Tkachuk has something to do with it.
No, I was going to say it might just be just a success. Like both teams really successful. Like they're both like Stanley Cup like recent Stanley Cup champions
I
from
think
the
the Panthers,
same state,
this,
right?
this rivalry, I feel like it started before the Panthers won the cup.
Mhm.
Maybe it's when the Lightning won the cup. I have no idea. But it just seems like in the last 2-3 years,
it's kind of
it's
escalated.
really like
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
escalated for
Yeah.
sure. And now everybody's seeing it like, whoa, like every single time they're playing each other, you know that everybody's going in the box.
Mhm.
So it's must watch hockey.
No, I was gonna say like stuff like that, kind of like when you have these rivalry games and like it's broadcast. Like they should broadcast these games nationally.
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean. And I feel like stuff like this grows the game. It's like like football. Like you have like Green Bay play Chicago, or like have you have these like rivalries in other sports and stuff. And this is something that NHL should kind of.
It should be like how when Manchester United and City play. What
Oh,
was
yeah,
it
yeah.
called
The Manchester Derby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they should have something like the Florida Derby or something.
Yeah.
And then just have this and showcases. It would be so cool.
No.
I think it's as soon as they play each other in the playoffs and you're gonna see blood everywhere, right? It's gonna put this rivalry up there.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think it's gonna cool down until both the teams maybe are not as good as
I was gonna say,
they
but
were.
will Florida make the playoffs?
No, not this year. No, it doesn't look
Do you
like
think
it's
it takes a
hard
little bit of-
because I mean, if you go look at the East, all the teams are almost above 500. Yeah, just scroll. Like Florida's right there, 61 points, right? And Boston's with 69. How many teams did I was reading about it. Buffalo. Buffalo's gone on a crazy run, 16-3-1 or something.
Yeah, something nuts.
They've only gained 5 points.
But the problem is because they were behind the bar for
No.
right?
I mean,
in the time that they've
the time, how many points have actually gained on other teams? I think it's only like 5 points, even though they went on a crazy stretch. Because the East is so goddamn competitive.
Well,
even if you go on a crazy run, you're not moving much.
Well, it's hard when you have teams like Carolina that pretty much win every other night, right?
No, but even if you scroll down, go look at all the teams are above 500. The East, practically every team is above 500.
except for the Rangers.
Rangers. That's it.
Devils are
above 500. They're above 500. That's what I'm saying. So like this has never happened before.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's a good problem to have.
But you're looking at the West. It is a good problem to have for sure. I mean, it does. Any team could just go up.
Do you
and
think
down.
they need to restructure some of the divisions or do something like that?
I don't personally like the playoff structure. I don't like how they have. I think it should just be 1 to 8.
And that's
best
it.
of the best.
Best seeding.
That's
and
it.
go by seeding.
Yeah.
Do you want teams to reseed in the second round?
No.
So it's just whatever the bracket is.
Whatever the bracket
and then
is, that's
follow
how
the
you roll
bracket.
it. Yep, you roll it. And the rivalries will naturally just be
But
built.
here's what I was saying, right? Like, so you have some teams like they'll just try and get into the playoffs. Like they won't take the regular season as serious, right? Like they'll maybe take these players, put them in LTIR because they're like just trying to pool players till the end of the season.
No,
right?
but they can't.
But then
they can't do
I'm
that
saying that
anymore.
in the past, right?
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, like it feels like now for these teams that kind of make the playoffs every year, the regular season kind of getting more irrelevant, right? And the reason why I kind of want to see reseeding in the second and third round is because it kind of makes you want to do well in the regular season, so you have that advantage in the playoffs. You know what I mean? It puts more weight behind the regular season.
But you don't. But think about it. If you have 1 to 8 and no divisional like points that has anything to do with it, if you're 1 to 8, you don't need to reseed. The first place team's always going to play the lowest place team, regardless.
Does it? Or...
Oh, you're okay.
No. So I'm saying like let's say there's an upset, right?
Okay.
So then the first, like let's say 7 beats 2.
Yeah.
Right. Then
you're saying 7 should play 1 then.
7 should play 1.
Okay. I get what you mean. Okay, so how I'm saying it should just continue on with that bracket.
Yeah.
But you're saying just completely, just whoever the lowest team is has to play the
number one team.
Number one team.
And that way you put a little bit more weight behind finishing first in the regular season, right?
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting take.
And that way I feel like too, like it kind of fixes your like resting. Like teams in the NHL don't do it. Like it's not like the NBA.
The one
and
cool
stuff
thing
like
about that would be if you're an 8-seed team, you're a legit 8-seed team. If you beat everybody and win the cup. Like, I mean,
it's a true Cinderella story then.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're beating the first, second, third place team.
You have the toughest route.
Yeah.
To make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, to win it all.
Oh, to win it all. Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It would be interesting. But regardless, I'm just seeing this series. If the Panthers, if they had Barkov, maybe if Kachuk started the season off, there would have been a high chance that these two teams could have played each other in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Who doesn't want to see Panthers Lightning?
Well, the craziest thing too, I was just looking at the matchups in the West, right? Like, there's like 5 teams that could potentially win the cup, and like
The West is so weak.
you know what I
man.
mean. But like like in the West, like last year we lost Colorado in the first round, right? And like these teams that are like
The Leafs would be a 3rd seed team in the Pacific if there were, but like that's how weak it is.
I was gonna say, I think the Leafs have more points than the Oilers now.
No, they're now no, they're
1 point,
behind.
and
But
which
that's
is
pretty
nuts,
much-
right?
Yeah. But
And
we're having a completely different story.
Yeah.
Right.
it's just because it's so tight.
Yeah.
That's why I think, like you were talking about Montreal and thing. I think that's why Calgary has an easier path.
Yeah.
Like, who knows? Maybe next year the West will be more competitive too, right?
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so we're still sticking to the Panthers. The Winter Classic, man.
that was
For
a good win
Rangers-
classic.
Rangers.
I turned it on like mid game.
yeah.
I didn't even know it was on.
When the hell wasn't it happen a while ago?
No, so this wasn't winter. I think this is like the Stadium Series.
Stadium. What am I
So,
talking
like,
about? It's
yeah,
not
they're-
Winter Classic. This is
Stadium Series.
Yeah.
So like,
I can't even. I don't even know what the hell.
that's what I'm saying.
what.
I knew that there was going to be another stadium game, but
Yeah.
I didn't even know. Like the NHL, like I feel they do such a bad. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I haven't been paying attention.
I got an idea for this. Okay, when you call it a Winter Classic, it should be only the original 6 teams.
Okay.
Period.
Yep.
Like give
But
it a
so
special name.
Yep.
And keep it
Or
if it's a
Heritage Classic. Heritage
so-called-
Classic, right?
Yeah, Heritage Class, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever. Because Winter Classic, it just seems like that's like their main model. Like
Mm-hmm.
of all the outdoor series, the Winter Classic is the one every other classic outdoor series is built around.
Mm-hmm.
So Winter Classic, it just sounds better. But I just feel like have the original 6 teams as that, right? And then you could have your Southern Classic or Southern Bowl or something,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
you want to call it, and
Yeah.
have the Southern teams once a year have their own little dinky little thing in the South where they have no snow, right? And then the rest of it, just call it something else, but have all of them happen in the same week.
That'll be really good. But I feel like even if you spread, like, let's say you do one, like, in my opinion, do it during like Christmas holidays,
I think
right? Or like
Christmas
do
is taken over from I think the NFL. No, NFL,
Well,
the
even-
NBA runs the Christmas. Christmas, but I think New Year's Day.
that would be good
Is a
too.
good day to have the Winter Classic.
I was gonna say do
Stick
it.
to it.
I was gonna say do it on a day where everyone's home. You'll get the most eyes on it, right?
Yeah.
And or do it like on a like this year it was on a Saturday night too. But still, like, try and get it on a day where you're gonna have more people and like market it, like put up billboards and stuff, right? Like, I feel like I didn't even know about it until I was just flipping through the channels and I'm like, what the hell? There's a game being played outdoors. I didn't even know about it.
Yeah, like it could be a Heritage Classic, sure, and a Winter Classic, and then you have your Southern Bowl or whatever the hell you want to call it. Have 3 things and have it. If you want to have it on New Year's, right, and then you have a New Year's Eve, and then you have it a day after New Year's. So like have 3 days in a row, and then just run it.
What did you watch the game at all?
No,
So I don't know. It was like
I never cared.
So out of all the like Stadium Series games, I thought this one was like the best.
I know
Honestly, like I watched
people
the game.
said it, but as soon as they're like, "Oh, the game's happening in
so good.
Florida," I was like,
Like it started
sure.
off like kind of one sided because Boston went up like 5-1 or 5-2, and then
Yeah.
and then they gave up like a 5-on-3 penalty, and then they came to within a
Mika
one
scored a
goal.
hat trick on this
Yeah.
game, right?
It was crazy,
Yeah.
crazy nuts, man. It was a good game,
Yeah.
and there was a lot of fights. We had a goalie fight.
Yeah, the goalie fight. I mean, that's how that's how I found out. When I saw the goalie fight, I'm like, oh, this is happening today? I
Yeah.
have no idea.
It was funny too because it's like 2 goalies. I'm like, oh, don't get hurt.
You know, it's funny because it feels like whenever they have these like outdoor games or stadium series, it feels like the goalies are allowed to fight now. But the goalies are not allowed to fight in normal games. So it makes no sense
Well,
what
it
the
was-
hell the rules are.
I was gonna say it's funny because like a couple days before we had was it Nedeljkovic or was it
yeah.
so you had his fight and then now you
Yeah,
have this one.
Bob fighting. Bob came all the way across. He's
Yeah.
like, all right, I'm gonna lay some fists, and then realized when he got punched once, like, oh damn, what did I get myself
You know
into?
what? They're mad. They're pissed off. They're like, there's no Olympics. Like,
Yeah,
We got
let's
decade.
lay it out. Let's lay it out on these guys.
yeah, we're not going to the Olympics. Or just get rid of all our frustration.